therapist and also a comedy hypnotist working under the name of the Trance Lady. And today I'm going to talk about using the emotional freedom technique, sometimes called EFT, to stop smoking. And maybe you got to this video because you purchased my audio book, Stop Smoking Using Hypnosis, and that's available on iTunes and Amazon and other places. So the emotional freedom technique is an additional technique to using hypnosis and other techniques that are described within the audiobook. But today I'm going to talk about the emotional freedom technique, or EFT. So what does it mean? It means freedom from smoking as far as we're concerned today. It's used for many other, has many other uses in addition to that. So what you need to know is this, is that EFT is rather like acupuncture but without the needles. What we have within our body are energy meridians, and in order to get into these energy meridians there are various acupoints or places on the skin, and you tap these using your fingers, your 3 fingers, and there is something about tapping these acupoints that appears to affect what we call the autonomic nervous system, and this is your subsidiary nervous system in addition to the central nervous system. And there are glands at the top, near the top of where the spinal cord meets the brain, in particular the hypothalamus and the amygdala, and they control the perception of many of our primitive emotions within the body. So that's what we want to do. We want to affect that gland so that it reduces the amounts of chemicals that cause cravings and cause other things that make you feel like that you want to smoke. So what it does, it actually is a way of changing the chemicals that you release within your body. So instead of releasing dopamine and adrenaline, the primitive fight and flight response, or very similar to what you feel when you're anxious, in contrast to that, when you tap, you produce serotonin, other neurotransmitters, which help to nullify anxiety and other emotions. So it's the same chemicals that are reduced when you're hypnotized, or in fact when you fall asleep. So we want these things. We want serotonin. This is the way that the body heals. So what you do with tapping is that you come up with a sentence that describes exactly how that you're feeling, and that's the first rule. It has to be exactly how you're feeling. It can't be even though I don't feel happy or something like that, or even though I don't feel confident. That is not specific enough. It has to be exactly how you feel. So supposing a non-smoker, you might want to say something like, even though when I have my first cup of coffee in the morning, I really want to smoke. That's the first part of the sentence. The second part of the sentence is always the same. It's, I deeply accept myself. So the sentence then would be, even though I really want a cigarette, how about that? That's one sentence, or whatever you feel. And then the end sentence, I deeply accept myself. And while you say that sentence, you tap yourself in various points which I'll describe. But first of all, you have to be able to measure the intensity of how much you want the cigarette. So we measure intensity by measuring it from 1 to 10, with 10 being the greatest intensity. So supposing you wanted a cigarette on the level of 8, you would say, even though I really want a cigarette, I deeply accept and respect myself. Okay, so let's go over the tapping points, these entrance into these energy balancing meridians that you have in your body. The first one is, that I'm going to talk about, is the karate chop point. And so you tap like this. You can tap it while I'm doing this. You can do exactly the same. That's right, you tap in this particular area here. Now, another point on the body is what we call the sore spots. And the way you find the sore spots are to go to this area here, and underneath And you feel them there as you press. That's right, just feel those sore spots. Called sore spots. It feels kind of spongy when you get there, you'll find them. That's right, okay. So there are those 2 points. So the first thing you do is come up with a sentence, even though I really want a cigarette, even though I'm having coffee and I really want a cigarette right now, blah, 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 blah. You come up with a sentence and you tap at the same time and you say your sentence out loud, right? So you will go, even though I really want a cigarette, I deeply accept and respect myself. Even though I really want a cigarette, I deeply accept and respect myself. And you need to tap a minimum of 5 or 6 times as you say that sentence. And now you come back and you say, okay, where is the level of that intensity? And you pretty much find that it's gone down. So it may have been an 8, supposing you say, then it's a 6. So you then have the same sentence and you tap different places. Let me show you where they are. The first one, again, we're using these 3 index fingers, is on the top of your head, right here, on the top of your head. Even though I really want a cigarette with my coffee, I deeply accept and respect myself. Then the next one is right here above the eyebrow. Even though I really want a cigarette, I deeply accept and respect myself. And then the next one is the side of the eye. Even though I really want a cigarette, I deeply accept and respect myself. And then under the eye, even though I really want a cigarette, I deeply accept and respect myself. Then under the nose, even though I really want a cigarette, I deeply accept and respect myself. And then the chin, even though I really want a cigarette, I deeply accept and respect myself. And then you come back again, you go, okay, so what's the intensity? And it probably will have gone down again, maybe to about a 4 or 3. And here's the point, you want to keep going until you can get that intensity to be really low. And this is the best way of dealing with cravings. But here's the thing with cravings. You need to tap on it, whatever the craving is, even though I really want a cigarette, first thing in the morning when I wake up, even though I'm in the car right now and I'm stressed, I really want a cigarette. Even though my boss just shouted at me and I took the elevator down, I'm standing outside the building and I really want a cigarette right now. You must get in contact with that craving. So, and that will take you maybe to another event, maybe to the emotion. And have to ask yourself, what is the emotion connected to the cigarette? Maybe it's being safe. Maybe it's being protected. Maybe it's feeling confident. You need to get to the heart of that, to the heart of the matter, and then go back and think of a time that you didn't feel confident, and maybe a time in childhood, and then tap on a memory of that. In other words, you need to find what particular void that cigarette is filling. And once you get to that, once you get to the heart of the matter, you'll find that this is very easy to do. Tapping works. That's what you need to know about it. Tapping can help you change your emotional state so that when you really want a cigarette, you stop and you tap yourself and you reduce the emotion. Now, the other thing that we can use tapping for is to increase motivation. And in this case, we want the numbers to go up. In other words, you want to be really motivated. I want to be really motivated to stop smoking today. I am motivated on a level of, where are you? You need to be motivated on a level of 10 out of 10 before you listen to a hypnotic track. And that's the key, is that before you hypnotize yourself and listen to those tracks, that you are extremely motivated. And we can use tapping to increase motivation. So you come up with a sentence again. I'm really motivated to give up cigarettes today. 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 And then you think about, where is that? Is it a 4 or a 5? And then you continue tapping. I'm really motivated to give up cigarettes today. I'm really motivated to give up cigarettes today. And then, of course, the next point, right here over the eyebrows, I'm really motivated to give up cigarettes today. And then the side of the eye, I'm really motivated to give up cigarettes today. I'm really motivated to give up cigarettes today. I want to be a non-smoker today. I'm going to be a non-smoker today. I'm going to be a non-smoker today. I'm going to be a non-smoker. I'm going to be a non-smoker, a non-smoker, a non-smoker. And then ask yourself, what level are you on that? And you have to keep going until you can get that level up to a 10. And then listen to the emotional freedom, and then listen to the hypnotic tracks. Thanks again. I'm the Trance Lady. You can find me online at www.trancelady.com. Thank you.